19 minutes after 7 o'clock. Good morning. It is Tuesday, September 12th, 2017. You made it through the storm. 71 degrees right now. Temperatures today climbing to 86. I'm never going to complain about the rain again.
Not me either.
Believe it or not, there's only a 10% chance we'll see any today, but holy mackerel. I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
From now on, if it says it's going to rain, good. I don't care. Just don't do what you did this time. That was just not fun. Good morning, Robin. How are you?
Good. Good morning, Larry. How are you?
I made it through the rain.
Excellent.
I made it through the rain, Robin. Doug, Good morning, Doug. How you doing?
Good morning, Larry. I'm doing okay.
All right. Who was that guy that did that song, Made It Through the Rain? Who was that guy?
Andy Rabbit?
Manilow? Was it?
No.
Was it Barry Manilow? Was it him? Do you remember? Was it him?
Yeah, it was. It was Barry Manilow. That's what I thought made it through the rain.
That was a great teamwork right there. There we go. I know nobody wants to hear that one. Just thought I would play that for you.
Oh,
anyway,
okay.
Hope everybody's doing all right.
He's pretty powerful, you know.
I guess.
Barry Manilow. I loved his specials.
It was just a song. See.
I do too.
All right. Yesterday we actually did a show. I don't know how many of you heard it because it was mostly on the internet. The transmitter site lost electricity, even though the studio had electricity. So we were able to do the show, but you would have had to have been listening on the internet. The doorway here at the Paddock Mall was protected by a metal shield, and now the metal shield is coming down. So if you hear the drill, whatever they're using, the screwdriver probably.
And the tentative opening time for the Paddock Mall today is 1 p.m.
Wow.
As of a press release they released yesterday to Joe Martone. So we'll see if they will open at 1 p.m. today or not. They have to clean up a lot of debris first.
We drove around the mall after everything was done here yesterday. Gosh, we slept here the night before.
Yeah,
we were here during the
Sunday,
storm.
yes.
This was a safer place to be.
Yep.
And kept whatever we had going on the air.
Oh, yeah.
The radio station itself was on the air till yesterday morning. Actually, the beginning of our show was on the air.
Yes.
And then everything was on the internet. But prior to that, during the night, during the worst of it, we did have live streaming broadcasts from Fox News, from the Weather Channel, from, a bunch of different sources that kept coming on. And we were doing our best to make sure you had the information you needed. Hopefully by that point, we were all in a safe place and just maybe curiosity. And then when the electricity started going out, a lot of people said they didn't lose electricity until yesterday morning. So
yeah.
And WOCA fared well with the electricity, not the tower site, but the studios here at the mall.
Yeah.
My own home had no electricity. Doug's home had no electricity.
Your whole community didn't have electricity.
Yeah. And
my mom's home did not have electricity, her community.
And we have details about that. For those of you wanting to know when your electricity will be back on, I can't tell you that I have that information, by the way. But I can give you the numbers, and we'll do our best.
And we did have a call from a listener this morning about Cox Cable. He hasn't been able to get through to them, and he wants to know if Cox Cable is out throughout Marion County or if it's just his place. So he can't get through to him.
We will do whatever we can. And, a lot of what we want to do today, we do have a show planned for today, so we'll do as normal a show as possible. But if you have, during some of these open line times, like is coming up in about 10 minutes, if you want to call in, tell us how you're doing, how you fared through the storm, we would love to hear from you. You are our friends, our neighbors, and part of our lives. And we were thinking about you as we were on the air yesterday. Hope you all did well. I was keeping up with some of you who are friends on Facebook who were posting things. One of you had a tree on a car, which was not good.
No.
One of you had a palm tree on a trailer, mobile home, which was not good. Buddy Martin, who does a radio show, did a radio show here, and he moved over to WMOP. I believe he had a tree fallen on his house, but he put a video up of it, and for some reason my little tablet wasn't playing it, but it looked like it was not big damage. Looked like it was small damage from the tree. So our prayers and thoughts with him and all of you Let me think what other damage I can report real quickly. Well, first of all, lots of street lights are out, lots of traffic lights.
Traffic lights, of course, yeah.
And so you have to treat them like four-way stops. I noticed that a lot of people weren't.
On Highway 200.
Driving in in the dark this morning, it was impossible to see them. So I was depending on a garbage man who knew where they all were.
Yeah.
And even though I drive it all the
Glad
time,
you did.
even though I drive there all the time, and I should have known, oh yeah, there's one coming up. Well, fortunately, there wasn't a whole lot of cross traffic, but anyway, just be careful at those intersections. Also, be careful if you're driving. Well, it's too late not to tell you this, but if the flooding is still out there and you have to drive tonight, that's when sometimes cars get stuck in the water. When you're driving down the road that you think is normal. And because it's nighttime, you can't see it. Right next to the mall here, there's a medical, I guess, complex, a medical office complex. And I said to you yesterday, I don't remember a lake being down there, and we drove down there, and the whole road was covered with water. The ducks were loving it.
Yeah. In fact, this morning, Zora Harrison and Adam Tenza from Ocala will be in, and part of that flooding is in their medical complex, so they can tell us firsthand about what's going on.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay, yeah, that's where it was. So let me tell you what the show will comprise of. First of all, it comprises of you all out there. I do have news for 7:35 like we normally do, but I'm going to kind of stay away from that. Well, maybe not completely. I'll bring some of it up. It depends on how active or how much you all want to participate. If you want to be on the show, we'd love to hear from you. I don't have a topic other than how are you? Are you okay? I mean, I don't care if we disagree politically or have had disagreements in the past with things. I care about you and want to make sure you're okay.
About everybody. We're a community made up of everyone, not just a select few, and that's very important to us.
There you go. So anyway, the phone lines will be open. Just want to hear from you. Galen at 8:05. I haven't heard from Galen. I hope he's okay. I know his wife was asked to come into the hospital. She works at the hospital, so I think she had to pull like a 24-hour shift or something like that. So we'll find out from Galen how it went down at his home. 8:35 News Bites. It is kind of the normal News Bites. We do have news that we can get in there. A lot of it is about the weather that was. Anyway, so that's that. Carol Ann wrote and asked if we wanted her to come in or not, and I wrote her back and said, that's up to you. I don't know her circumstances. I know she's without electricity. It sounds like she fared well, she and her husband and her family. I know they live around a lot of trees.
Yes,
and,
a lot of trees.
But anyway, she did ask, and I said, yeah, if you want to, that's good, but you don't have to. Same with Matt Gibbs, auto repair with personal care. So if the regular guests who normally show up don't show up, of course, we'll play a rebroadcast of their programs. But Matt might be, and maybe he's got some tips what to do if your car somehow did drive into the water. What you can do to fix that problem. And as you mentioned, Robin, at 10:35, Zora Harrison and Adam Tenza, they're from Ocala Eye. They'll be talking about your eye health, the care of your eyeballs, your vision. Dr. Alan Francis is a psychiatrist. Oh, we need a psychiatrist right now. How many of you were nervous during the night of the storm?
Yeah, there were
Doug's raising his hand. You were scared? Oh, yeah, my family was posting. I have, my nieces, my nephews, You could tell they weren't exactly happy. And it was interesting that the internet was working, but the electricity was out,
Yeah.
That was interesting how that all came to be.
Well, I think it's cell phones.
I know what they were using. I'm just...
Yeah, but the internet...
whatever brings the internet to us obviously was secure.
It's not, yeah, exactly.
So they will be... Dr. Alan Francis will be talking about the age of Trump. Oh, he's an anti-Trump guy? Twilight of American sanity. Oh, he's probably anti-Trump. That's okay. We don't care anymore.
No.
Dr. David Ring is 1120. He is, let's see, he's a doctor. He's going to talk about opioid prescriptions and their use. Opioid prescriptions. Why is that funny? Why is that funny anyway?
It's a big problem.
Doug is laughing.
It's a big problem. People die from overdoses.
Opioid. Fun with Joe. Oh, I have a good Fun with Joe today. I didn't pull it out of the printer yet. Thank God the printer is working, by the way.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Fun with Joe. It's okay. You can laugh at opioid. I just was wondering what was funny. The Fun with Joe is 3 things that you can... name 3 things regarding the power outage.
Okay.
So I got a game, like 50 questions or something. 3 things they have to name in 5 seconds that have to do with losing power.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
3 and 5 with the power outage. It should be a fun game.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, I think so.
Nice.
I'm not going to even give you a hint right now what we're doing, okay?
Okay.
Okay, we'll take a little break, and we will be right back. The phone lines will be open. I do have news that we can comment on, but mostly I wanted to invite you to tell us how you did during the storm, how you dealt with it, how you felt inwardly, how was your anxiety during the whole thing. And I think we did pretty good as a community.
I think so.
Could have been
Fabulous.
a lot. Could have been a lot worse. It looks pretty bad out there, but it could have been worse. All right, we'll be back.
Irma, now a tropical depression, is moving through the southeast, dumping heavy rain from the Tennessee to Ohio River valleys. Behind the storm, there are millions without power, with major flooding in some places like Bonita Springs, Florida.
It's just flooding. It just won't stop. It just keeps coming up.
And there's devastation in the Florida Keys. The Navy is sending 3 ships to help with search and rescue operations there. A settlement's reached in the case of a selfie snapped by a monkey.
Lawyers for PETA, the People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, sued on behalf of the monkey named Naruto in 2015, seeking financial control of the photos. Under the settlement, the photographer David Slater, whose camera was used, has agreed to donate 25% of any future revenue to charities dedicated to protecting crested macaque monkeys.
Fox's Lisa Wacera. The picture was taken in Indonesia in 2011. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Napa know-how. When you purchase a set of Napa brake pads and rotors, you get a discount code from Fanatics.com worth up to $50 towards your favorite sports gear. While Napa can't help your team reach the promised land, we can help make sure your car will, because these brakes come with something no sports team does: guaranteed performance. Great brakes, great price, great fan gear. That's Napa know-how. Napa know-how. Offer expires September 30th, 2017.
Getting your flu shot at Walgreens is easier than ever. Just walk right in, and there's no cost to you with a $0 copay with most insurance. Plus, when you get a flu shot, you help provide a life-saving vaccine to a child in need through the UN Foundation. Swing by your local Walgreens anytime to get a flu shot and help make a difference. Get a shot, give a shot. It's that easy. Walgreens, at the corner of happy and healthy.
Through August 31st, 2018, for every immunization given, Walgreens will donate 22 cents up to $2 million. Vaccine restrictions apply. Talk to your pharmacist to learn more.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 572-2510. That's 572-2510.
Tired of looking at stained carpets, dirty tile, or grout? Call Silverback Restoration, 414-5312. Make your flooring look great again. Stains, pet odors, allergies. Call Silverback Restoration, 414-5312. From serving our country to serving our community. Silverback Restoration, 414-5312. Residential and commercial. And now, 3 rooms for just $99. Check their website, silverbackrestoration.com.
Howdy folks, RL here for Dairy Queen again to tell you about what's hot and what's not. Dairy Queen has some of the best charred grilled chicken breasts on earth, as well as their chicken breast salad. And the burgers are exceptional, cooked on a real grill for the best flavor and less fat. And for dessert, blizzards are unequaled. Personally, banana split is my all-time favorite. Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
Be sure to tune in to hear about innovative financial strategies on the long-running program Prosper with Keith Singer. You will learn about intelligent ways to safely grow and preserve your wealth, create reliable income streams, and maximize your legacy. Tune in Saturday at 8:05 a.m. and again on Sunday at 10:05 a.m. Prosper with Keith Singer.
Here are today's headlines from the source WOCA. As Tropical Storm Irma is now history in the state of Florida, Governor Rick Scott says that the damage is extensive and that he is working to make sure there's enough fuel for the state.
We're doing everything we can to get fuel back in the state. As you all know, we had fuel shortages last week. We had outages. We had a lot of shortages. The two big ports are Tampa and Port Everglades. Both of them have fuel in their tanks that they had to have in the tanks during the hurricane. We're getting that out.
Power crews from around the country have come to Florida to help restore the power as fast as possible. And Floridians are starting to assess the damage from Irma. Florida Congresswoman Ildiana Ross-Lehtinen says things could have been worse.
When you look around this darkened neighborhood all around me, it's pretty dire as well, but not as bad as some of the folks have it.
The Congresswoman noted the damage that Irma left behind on islands in the Caribbean when she struck as a Category 5 hurricane. She said her state faces a tough road ahead, but the cleanup from Irma is not insurmountable. Ross-Lehtinen also said that while people want to get back to their homes, there are still power outages and issues with clean water that people should be thinking about. White House Homeland Security Advisor Tom Bolsert says many people in Florida could be without power for several weeks.
There are still dangerous conditions, downed electric lines, flood conditions, problems that would be compounded by your reentry. And so listen to your local officials not only about evacuation, but then about when and how to stagger your reentry.
And Bolsert praised Florida Governor Rick Scott for his work in preparing for the storm.
Governor Scott has been demonstrating an outstanding leadership instinct in pressing forward, continuing the message of getting people out of harm's way, which, by the way, is an ongoing effort.
Scott says the federal government has two priorities for recovery.
We are worried about flooding, housing, debris, and power restoration.
Bolsert sidestepped questions about global climate change.
There's a cyclical nature to a lot of these hurricane seasons, and I think the scientists, for their forecast on this particular one, they were dead on that this would be a stronger and more powerful hurricane season with slightly more than average large storms making landfall in the United States.
And Bolsert brushed off a question about whether FEMA may run out of money after the two hurricanes Harvey and Irma.
The President and Director Mulvaney and others started the process of a bipartisan discussion on this point. I think right now we have plenty of resources to get through this.
Driving around Ocala and Marion County, residents are seeing the downed power lines and trees and the flooding that was caused by Hurricane Irma. The various utility companies that serve the area began work immediately and were able to restore power to some neighborhoods in less than 24 hours. Others, unfortunately, may be without power for much longer, depending on the nature of the damage that was caused by the storm to create the outage. WOCA, the source, was able to broadcast during much of the beginning hours as Hurricane Irma began to cross over the area. Eventually, though, electricity powering the broadcast tower was lost, limiting our coverage to live streaming on the internet and social media posts. Here at the Paddock Mall, downed trees littered the parking lot, but no damage was observed to the building itself. Many traffic lights remain out throughout the area. Local authorities are reminding drivers to drive with caution and to stop at every intersection without working traffic lights. All intersections without working traffic lights are to be treated as four-way stops. Also, as a friendly reminder, do not attempt to drive through flooded roadways or to drive around fallen trees unless there is enough paved roadway to safely pass. So far, the cost of the state response has exceeded $131.6 million. Florida's congressional delegation is asking President Trump for a prompt review and approval of individual assistance requests. And finally, all public schools in Marion County are closed today. And those are the headlines this very busy Tuesday morning here at The Source, WOCA.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Tuesday, times of clouds and sun with a high of 86 to 90. Partly cloudy Tuesday night, lows in the upper 60s, inland 74 along the coast. For Wednesday, intervals of clouds and sun with a shower or thunderstorm around during the afternoon and evening hours, high 87 to 91. Thursday, some sunshine with a shower or thunderstorm likely, high 87 to 91. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Joe Lundberg, you can tell me it's going to rain every day from now on. I don't care anymore. I'm happy when I hear just rain. I don't want to hear the word hurricane anymore. I ever want to hear that. All right, phone lines are open. We'll tell you some of the things in the news. We'll offer our commentary on those things, and I don't want to do either of those things. I would rather hear from you, and I will do my best to get as many calls in as possible. So let me start. It looks like I got one coming in already. Good morning. You're on the air.
The leaves of brown came tumbling down. Remember that September in the rain.
That's good, Jim. I don't know. You should have maybe taken up singing as a career. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I did a little in the choir.
How'd you do? How did your home do?
I made it okay. A few soffits panels came off, but other than that, we're in one piece. My kitty cats are all calmed down.
Well, that's good. Were they nervous?
Yes, they were nervous.
Wow. Did you have a lot of lightning? I don't remember a lot of lightning.
I don't know. I was able to actually go to sleep around 3 o'clock in the morning. I think I heard some lightning or some thunder.
Right. Wow. Well, I'm glad you're okay. So just minimal. How about your neighborhood? You got trees down in your neighborhood?
Yeah, our neighborhood is in good shape. My grandmother was out for most of the day yesterday, but she's back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And your electricity's on?
My electricity is on. My grandmother is back, is turned back on. So.
Wow.
My brother and sister never lost. My brother and sister-in-law never lost their electric. So.
Well, I'm glad
everybody's okay.
I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad the cats are okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Jim. Thank you for touching base and for the song.
Bye.
Thank you for the song. Doug's cat. By the way, I went to Doug's. Doug, you didn't see your cat yesterday, but I did. I went over to your place.
I did a few minutes, and that's it.
You saw your cat yesterday?
No.
No, I went to your house yesterday to check on it. And Doug had a mulberry bush that fell into his home, but it did not cause any damage. And your cat was outside. And so she went inside to eat when I went inside to check on your trailer.
Oh, okay.
And it looked pretty good. Looks like you're going to have an okay place to return to. The neighborhood didn't look so good. The neighborhood had a lot of debris all over the place, but your place looked pretty good. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, Hugh. How'd you do?
Pretty good. I'm glad to hear you guys are all okay. Well, in preparation for the center of the storm, the eye, I guess you call it, I had a couple of extra glasses of wine to prepare myself, and son of a gun, I went to sleep at 9 o'clock and woke up at 7, and I missed the whole thing. Linda, she was on house duty.
You just slept through the whole thing? Wow.
I slept through the whole thing and left Linda on house duty. And the first thing she said to me when I woke up is, "Boy, it was windy out last night. You should have heard the house shaking."
Wow.
Oh, really?
How about your pets? How did your pets do?
They were a little bit scared. They were kind of like Linda said. They were sleeping kind of close to her. And then every once in a while, she would kind of pet them a little bit to settle them down. But they made it through okay. And in the morning, it was still windy, as we all know it, till about maybe like noon. I guess it kind of quieted it down. But the project was to get them outside to do their thing, you know.
Yeah,
right. They held it all night.
Right.
You know, you can only hold it so long. I didn't want to have an accident in the house. But they got outside. The first thing they did, about 5 steps outside the door, was they did what they had to do.
Yeah, they didn't want to waste their time. No sniffing the grass. That's yesterday, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I want to say something real quick about the hurricane. Not that I'm a professional or a weather person, but we're very, very lucky that storm did not see out water go up the coast. But it did come up, up to the center of the state, and it kind of like we got right in the center of it, or almost. Because if that would have stayed out in the water, that would have been a 3, and that wind would have been a heck of a lot more powerful than it was. Because I think it was down to a 1 when it came by us.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'm glad everybody's okay. So we had not too much damage. I got a couple of large limbs off a couple of trees, and I'll talk to Carol about it later on. Is she going to be on today?
Oh, Carol Ann?
Well, she asked us what we thought, and I replied, it's up to her. So we'll see if she comes in. If she doesn't, I think she probably wants to come in. But I'm curious with Carol Ann, because she works at Lowe's. I'm curious what Lowe's was like the day or two before it. Was she getting a lot of people buying lumber and stuff like that?
Yeah. It'd be fun if she comes on, because I'm sure there'll be a lot of people calling in with a lot of interesting things to discuss about the storm.
Right.
Okay, guys. Glad to hear you're okay.
Thank you, and we're glad you're okay too. Thank you for calling in to check up. Good morning. You're on the air. How did you do?
Good morning. Well, Huey told you how some of it was. I'm on my way to work, so. Yeah, he fell asleep, and I looked at him so many times, thinking, how could you sleep through this? He must have had more than wine. He did not just have wine. He had brandy. I guarantee it. The dogs knew something was up. The big one that's never scared came up to me and sat by me like at about 1:30 in the morning, like, Mom, what's going on? And then his hair went up, and he wanted to go outside and fight the storm. And that was funny because I'm like, you cannot fight a hurricane. Go back to bed. But hey, I wanted to say, if people don't know, if they're without power, I mean, they can charge their cell phones in their car, but Verizon and AT&T and some of the other ones have lifted all your data restrictions.
Yeah, I heard that.
So until Verizon is until the 15th.
Oh, okay. That's good.
So you know, yeah. So you can you don't have to worry about using your data. You know, maybe we can get the car guy to tell us if we charge our batteries in the car, will we drain our batteries if we don't turn the car on? That was a question I had yesterday. So if he tries to go to Walmart and his car doesn't start, well, that's
going to be the reason. Yeah, yeah.
So he's calling AAA this morning. Oh my God, the line at Dunkin' Donuts here is a mile long.
Really? Well, at least they're open.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Hey, thank you.
I'm not trying to get in there. I'm just trying to get past the lane. Okay,
Right.
bye.
Thank you, Linda. Yeah, and you know, the governor, you got to hand it to him. You got to hand it to the local officials and the workers. The utility workers were out there. The law enforcement people were out there. Let's see. I tried to get home yesterday. I spent the night here, and I tried to check on my home yesterday morning. And what is normally probably a 12-minute ride was probably about a half-hour ride because it flooded. Some of the streets were flooded. I had to take a detour. One of the streets had a tree across it. I had to take a detour. One of the streets had a wire, like a power line down on it. So I had to take a detour. And
that was scary.
And I know probably you all have the same story. I'm guessing. Good morning. You're on the air. How did you do?
Good morning. I don't know how over on 10th Street because I hadn't been able to get a ride over there yet. But at my house, it's funny. She was saying how you was able to sleep through it. Man, it sounds like bums was going across the roof and
really?
stuff. But my neighbor, I didn't do that bad. I just had a few tree limbs down, and but my neighbor across the street, he had a big oak tree, and the whole roots and everything came up and pulled all his electrical wires off and knocked the electrical wire down, you know, on the poles, the telegraph pole and all that.
Wow.
And then, and so, but I tell you, I got some of the best neighbors. They came over, they checked on me, and they told me, you know, they checked make sure my wires were intact, and told me what was in the yard, and they went all around. I mean, I can't be more grateful for my neighbors. They've always been the best. Yeah, they even bought me a little dinner the other day. They went out and grilled, but it at times like this, man, when you got good neighbors, there's no value you can put on them.
Absolutely. Wow.
Both of them.
Nice thing to say.
But yeah, and so I listen to a couple of stations mostly, but I've been through some. I used to live in St. Augustine. I mean, I've been through some hurricanes, but boy, when that rain and all that bad weather, oh man.
Yeah, and happening. I think happening in the middle of the night made it scarier.
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, glad to hear that you guys did okay, and you know, just keep up the good work, and hopefully I'll get a ride somehow. Maybe somebody will call me. Even my landline just went out yesterday morning, which usually I always have one, but I don't even have a landline now. I have to use my cell.
Oh, really? So, wow.
That's unusual.
It's just crazy.
Scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Well, you guys have a good day.
Thank you, Lenny.
You know, it's just glad that this thing was over and not as powerful as it was. And I don't know how many people believe in God, but I thank God for
me too.
You know, just getting through this. This was unbelievable.
Absolutely. Hey, good to hear from you, Lenny.
I got no power, but I'm here.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm glad you're okay. We'll try our best to figure out what we know about the power, but I think everybody has the information in these days, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So,
okay, thank you.
Thank you, Lenny.
All right.
And for the people that don't have any cable through Cox Communication. They have internet, they have telephone, and everything's down. We just contacted Cox Communication, and the lady I spoke with said, I would like to apologize on behalf of the company. We are doing our best to restore services as soon as possible. However, each area has different situations, so we appreciate our customers' patience. You can contact them directly by calling 888-566-7751 or go to cox.com for a live chat. They're up and running on the live chat area, and I will call the person back when we take a break who asked us about this.
Yeah, we were kind of amazed when we drove around yesterday, looking at the damage that was done. And I don't know the extent of all of it. I can only tell you what we saw, and I can only tell you what I've seen on Facebook. And I know there was a couple of houses that are definitely in need of some serious repairs. There was one photo, one of our friends posted that showed a large tree crashed into the garage, which had a car in it, which was also probably totaled. But the good news is it was the garage.
Yes.
And the house is okay. So, of course, there might be some residual damage, I guess, to the house because it's attached to the garage, but they were able to be in it anyway. So we're looking forward to hearing how you did. Right now it's raining outside, and who cares? Who cares? I'm never going to complain about the rain again.
No, I love the rain.
We love this kind of rain, right? Look at those palm trees. They're almost still, Robin. Yes, during the storm, those palm trees, we were aiming the camera from the WOCA studios at the palm trees out there to give a visual clue to anybody who was interested, probably out of the area. If you lived in the area, you had your own trees to look at. But those people who were up north and were worried about us and curious about us, they were signing on just to check out the different live cams, and we were one of them. And I don't know what it looked like from that perspective. It didn't actually look as bad as it was. I think it was worse than it looked.
Yeah, I do too.
Because the trees just looked like they were blowing, but it was a lot worse than it looked.
Well, God wanted them to have a manicure, so he managed to do that.
I thought that too. When you look at them now, all the brown stuff is gone.
I know, it's beauty. They're beautiful.
All the dead limbs on the on the palm tree are no longer there. All right, we are going to do our best to do as normal of a show as possible. Let's take a little break, and we'll be right back. But please, if you have something you want to call in to share with us, if you have a question about your electricity or your cable or things that are open, you can ask. If we know the answer, we'll tell you. If we don't know the answer, you know who knows? The other listeners will know.
Exactly,
and
they
so
do.
That's why this is a great portal for you. Portal, what is that a good word? It's a great way for you. I suppose Facebook serves this purpose as well, and other social media. So we have become less important than we were in 2004 when we did the same thing.
Yes,
during those hurricanes. Sure. But anyway, we're here for you, and you've been here for us. So it's a relationship that I love. And let's take a break. We'll be right back. Hopefully we'll be back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Tuesday, times of clouds and sun with a high of 86 to 90. Partly cloudy Tuesday night, lows in the upper 60s, inland 74 along the coast. For Wednesday, intervals of clouds and sun with a shower or thunderstorm around during the afternoon and evening hours, high 87 to 91. Thursday, some sunshine with a shower or thunderstorm likely, high 87 to 91. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
How would you like to win a new home and make a difference for Hospice of Marion County, the only not-for-profit hospice in the county? On Top of the World and Hospice are offering you a chance to win a brand new home right here in Ocala. All proceeds benefit Hospice of Marion County. Purchase your raffle entries for a chance to win a brand new home for only $100 at homefreeprize.com. The more you buy, the better your chance of winning. For complete rules and regulations and to purchase your entries, visit homefreeprize.com. That's homefreeprize.com. Certain restrictions apply. Must be 18 years of age or older to enter. Visit homefreeprize.com for complete rules and regulations.
All prizes donated. No purchase or contribution is necessary to win. Random drawing to be supervised by an independent auditor and held at 6 p.m. on November 2nd, 2017 at Circle Square Cultural Center, Hospice of Marion County, 3231 Southwest 34th Avenue, Ocala, Florida, 34474. Visit homefreeprize.com for complete rules and regulations.
Stay informed on everything going on in the villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Hey Ocala, this is Kelly Hart, Executive Editor of Ocala Magazine. Did you know last year Ocala Magazine won more awards in excellence than any other publication in Florida? And this year, Ocala Magazine was named Best Consumer Magazine in the state. Now you can join me every Friday at 10 a.m. on Ocala Magazine Radio, where we bring the pages of Ocala Magazine to life, right here on The Source. Ocala Magazine thanks you for making us number one. And remember, there is only one Ocala Magazine.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to tune in to the first and third Thursday of the month at 11 a.m. to learn about the latest advances in healthcare available right here at home. Ocala Regional Medical Center and Strive have teamed up to bring the most qualified medical professionals on the air to answer your questions and bring information to help you in your decisions concerning your health. Again, that's the first and third Thursday. Health matters.
All right, 5 minutes to 8 o'clock. It's drizzling out there, but we're happy with that drizzle. We don't care about that drizzle, right?
Exactly.
We are not doing what we normally do, which is read news and then comment on it. We're just kind of wanting to know how you all did. So we'll take more calls. Good morning. Thank you for calling. You're on the air.
Good morning, Larry, Robin.
Hey, Sonny.
Glad to hear you're back. For some reason, I didn't hear that unless you were off the air. I didn't hear WOCA Sunday and yesterday.
We had let's see, the electricity went out at the transmitter where the big tower is. So we were doing an internet only show.
Yeah, we were on the internet.
My internet was down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that went down, and then the power was out. And if you don't have power, your modems and all that junk don't seem to work too good.
No, that's not right. Right. How'd you do? How'd your neighborhood do?
From what I can see, it did pretty good. I didn't check the whole neighborhood out, but my neighbors, I guess, all seem to be faring well, and no major damage that I know of. Had some limbs down on my backyard, but basically we did all kinds of stuff, except the only thing that bothered me was you see all these ads on how to install clips and things for boarding up your windows.
Yeah.
And yet when you go to the various stores, because that's what I was doing Thursday and Friday, nobody who knew about them or heard of them. A few people heard of these clips because it beats drilling holes in your walls. My house is a block house with stucco.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the big things was I was told that it would chip or whatever, and if you put boards up, you overlap the window and come in like 3 or 4 inches or 2 inches, I don't know, but I like the idea of clips because you just cut the board to size and you slip it in with the clip on there. It's like a one-way clip, and it holds it in. One neighbor has it's some kind of a material that they put in on the windows, and it looks like it's held in with Velcro. And that seemed to work. And my other neighbor across the road, he put boards up on his window, and he made cleats and still drilled them into the frame, the outer part of the frame or opening of the window. And I just, don't like drilling holes in walls.
Right.
But anyhow, we survived okay. The power came back last night at about 8:30, 8 o'clock, around there, and seemed to be back to normal. Didn't have too much damage.
Wow, I'm glad.
And just very stressful. That's about it. All I could say. That's what it was for me. But I'm glad to hear we're back to normal here, or trying to get back to normal.
Trying, yeah.
Hope everybody else is faring, okay with this. No major concerns. But I was a little annoyed when I heard that the first responders wouldn't respond unless the wind was under 40, 45. Excuse me, but I worked for a utility, and we had some either snowstorms and hurricanes, and we were told, you can't go to work, you got to stay home, so on and so forth. And you call your office and you get an answer, and the boss says, wait a minute, I got in here. If I can get into work, you better get to work.
Right. Yeah.
You provide a public service.
Yeah. Hey, Sonny, I got to go, but I'm glad you're okay. Thank you for checking in with us.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, we are up against that break. Let's take that break, and we'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Chris Foster. What's left of Hurricane Irma's moving over Georgia and Alabama. In Florida, it's a mess with power still out for millions of people and a lot of flooding and damage.
Flood and surge waters have yet to clear from parts of Jacksonville.
A lot of life still at risk right now. This is a more serious threat.
Mayor Lenny Curry, shelters remain open. Miami Beach reopens causeways today to let people get back to their homes, but there is little to no access to the Florida Keys.
Fox's Evan Brown in Orlando. Hillary Clinton tells USA Today she is convinced the Trump campaign worked with the Russian government to help beat her. She's been doing interviews for her new book.
Her new book, called What Happened, hits bookstore shelves today. In it, she details what it was like to run against Donald Trump, the mistakes she made, and how she dealt with losing the election.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers in New York, where Clinton starts her book tour today. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Napa know-how. When you purchase a set of Napa brake pads and rotors, you get a discount code from Fanatics.com worth up to $50 towards your favorite sports gear. While Napa can't help your team reach the promised land, we can help make sure your car will, because these brakes come with something no sports team does: guaranteed performance. Great brakes, great price, great fan gear. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
Offer expires September 30th, 2017.
Getting your flu shot at Walgreens is easier than ever. Just walk right in, and there's no cost to you with a $0 copay with most insurance. Plus, when you get a flu shot, you help provide a life-saving vaccine to a child in need through the UN Foundation. Swing by your local Walgreens anytime to get a flu shot and help make a difference. Get a shot, give a shot. It's that easy. Walgreens, at the corner of happy and healthy.
Through August 31st, 2018, for every immunization given, Walgreens will donate 22 cents up to $2 million. Vaccine restrictions apply. Talk to your pharmacist to learn more.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our space